Scott.
I'm Russell.
And I'm Leo. This is Spitball. Welcome to Spitball. We're three groundbreaking geeks and a guest empty our heads of startup and tech product ideas that we have stuck up in there so you can all have them for free. Anything that we say is yours to keep. Scott, I believe you brought our guest this week. Who'd you bring?
I did. Guys, I'm very excited to finally bring on the show the David Webster. David, not only a longtime friend, but also professional percussionist. He's the drummer behind the weirdo death doom metal madness that is Slugchild. You know, if the name Slugchild's familiar, it's because the new hit single Love Leech, I believe, just hit the Billboard Top 100 on Spotify this week. We have been trying to book him ever since this show started, so we're very excited to have David Webster.
Now, you have a hard stop in 50 minutes for going on Rolling Stone, right?
15, actually. Yeah, sorry. I'm so busy, you know, with all of my... yeah, no worries. You know, my Spotify millions has turned me into a really selfish, rancid person. Yeah. Yeah.
We've all got to have a hobby, and mine's being rancid.
Yeah, my hobby is getting paid for playing music. That's my main hobby. Making royalties.
Well, in addition to being an excellent musician, sir, I always tell my friends that I can always tell when David's been at a party that I've hosted because when I go to do my returns, there's these weird-ass beer cans that can't be accepted anywhere because you are an enthusiast of adult beverages. So to get us warmed up today, I wrote a little game for us that I'm going to call Alegorithms.
Great.
In this one, I'm just going to list a word. You're going to tell me, is it a Midwestern beer made by someone in one of our neighboring states here, or is it a programming language?
I love this. This is great.
And we got to start always as we do with David, our guest. David.
Okay.
Crystal. Programming language or beer?
Or drug.
Or Pepsi.
I mean, it's certainly Pepsi.
It's a Pepsi.
I'm going to say obscure programming language.
It's an obscure programming language.
Okay,
A Ruby-inspired language with a focus on speed and type safety. Very good.
That tracks.
Scott. Cascadian.
I'm going to go beer on that one.
It's a beer. It's a style of beer.
Nice. David is already nodding.
David's gonna.
No, I don't know it. I'm just agreeing with you.
Very good. Found in various Midwestern breweries. Russell. Cobra.
Oh, man. That's both. Is that a
Right.
trick question?
It
That is
both,
both.
Triple
right?
checked. Maybe there is somewhere, but in the Midwest is where I tried to limit it down to.
I'm going to say then, oh, man.
Cobra.
I'm going to say coding language.
It is. Very
Okay.
good. Object-oriented for .NET. That's 3 for 3, right? Well done. Okay,
boy.
it'll get harder.
Yeah, let's go beat the game.
Oh, let's go.
Master.
Getting cocky in round 1. David. Bodhi. Bodhi.
I'm going to say that's a programming language.
Columbus Brewing Company in Ohio. Condolences.
Damn it!
I'm out.
Storm off. Yeah,
Storm
I'm out
off.
of here.
He's got to write a song.
Scott.
Yeah, right.
Mosaic.
Ooh. Everything in me is screaming beer, but I have to do the opposite of what I say, so I'm going to say programming language.
It is very good.
Nice.
Strategy, guys.
Damn,
It would
Scott,
be
you figured
Mosaic
this out.
Hopped IPA.
Took me
you know.
37 episodes.
Russell. Matilda.
Oh, man. That's a beer. That's got to be.
Goose Island, Illinois. Very good.
There you
Okay,
go. There you
that's
go.
right.
Look at us, guys.
David. Dart.
I'm going to say beer.
It's a programming language from Google. It's a UI development one. Yeah.
Man.
Scott. Pike. Pike.
Going beer.
It's another programming language.
Okay. See?
Is it a 4-letter word? Programming language.
Well, these are all. Russell. Vala. Vala.
VALA.
This is the 4-letter round.
Yeah. That's a programming language.
It is developed by GNOME. Yes,
Nice.
very good. Last time through, David. Enigma.
Beer.
Yeah. New Glarus in Wisconsin. You've probably had all of these.
I don't know.
Scott. Groovy.
That's got to be a beer.
It's a
Tell me
programming
it's a beer.
language. Runs on a JVM. Yeah. Very good.
What?
Yeah. Condolences. And then Russell. Furious.
Oh.
That's a beer.
Yeah. Surly Brewing in Minnesota. David. Oh, come on.
Oh, I called
David knows
It's good. It's good.
So if you got it, does that mean that Russell, you got all 4? Did you?
I think so.
I think you did.
Did I get all 4? Damn.
Yeah.
You might have. Although I never keep track during these.
Tell me
Probably evident. Well done. Russell, does that mean you go first or you pick who goes first? We've never really figured out what the prize
Yeah,
is.
you get to decide. And Leo, I'm always impressed. Not only do you come each week with an idea to pitch, but like you got to come up with a game as well. That's
Yeah.
right. So well done.
You know, the
amazing.
door's always open if one of you guys wants.
One of you guys wants to do something.
Yeah, come on. To collaborate, co-collaborate.
I'll go first.
Do
That's
it.
fine.
Hit us. What do you got? Go ahead, Russell.
All right, guys. So, as you know, I do my yearly patronage out to Florida for a couple weeks.
Yes. Welcome back.
Yes.
Snowbird.
Is that what it is? Is that
In your retirement, yeah.
what's the word?
Your
snowbird.
pilgrimage.
That's the word, pilgrimage. That's what
Yeah.
my yearly pilgrimage out to
To
Florida.
the Holy Land of Tampa, Florida, or wherever.
That's right. Yes, I'm more of a Gulf of America guy.
God.
Insane, right? Got to see that for the first time. Used to seeing the Mexico version, and now that I got when I was there, I've brought this up in the past, but they have these awesome sailboats called Hobie Cats. They're catamarans, and these boats are basically 2 carboys and a trampoline between them with a sail. All right.
There you go.
Or like, 2 inflatable tubes. And I'm like, basically, I want to disrupt the pontoon industry through these Hobie Cat pontoon boats.
Okay.
They
Okay.
fold up,
Uh-huh.
they collapse on each other, right? So
Right.
like the whole thing is basically 2 tubes, 2 metal pipes, and a piece of fabric that keeps everybody together.
Mm-hmm.
You throw a motor on that thing, and you're off, right? The pontoon boats of today are like 30 grand, like new,
Whoa.
Yeah.
and it just
They-
blows
right.
my mind.
Right.
So
They have all that disgusting electricity and
Cushions.
and sensors.
Seats, yeah,
holders.
a steering mechanism.
Yeah, right. Hate that shit. It sucks.
Sorry, you weren't done.
Ruins the boating vibe.
you okay, outside of the electricity, okay, you put that in a plastic bag. All right, everybody's got those. All right. These sailboats are like what? I think they're $5,000, maybe.
Sure.
10, 15. All right, it
Right.
depends on how you're looking at it. But I just don't see why you can't create a collapsible, cheaper pontoon boat using, like the smart car of pontoon boats,
Totally.
but not as lame.
Right.
So, and then you have, a rudder, just the millennial version of a pontoon boat. Because,
Yeah.
listen, only the boomers can afford the real ones, right?
That's factual. Yeah.
So I'm out here, dreaming and drooling over a collapsible boat and not a dinghy. Those things are just nobody
Collapsible
deserves.
party boat.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And then it can collapse when you're having a party on it. That's like
No, you have some industrial metal
Right. No, I know.
pontoons. You know what I mean?
know.
Something
Yeah,
Can you elaborate what you mean by collapse? I'm having trouble
I
picturing
want to
this.
fit this in the back of my car.
Like the two just come together. Okay.
Yes.
So
Right.
you want it to somehow lock into place and then unlock and fold up or something?
I'm saving on shipping costs, right? And so, hey,
Sure.
get it? Boat
Yeah.
shipping.
IKEA boat.
Shipping.
Hey.
Yeah, a little bit of an IKEA boat assembly kind of thing, but it also adds to the portability. You can throw it on the roof of your car, or you know what I mean? Like something like you can put 2 kayaks on a car. Why can't you make a pontoon boat that works kind of like that? Boom.
Interesting. Okay.
Russell, I think you could seriously do this with some tent poles. Okay, like something stronger than tent poles, but that idea that you build them on itself and like 2
rod.
inflatable kayaks. Fully,
Oh.
like that whole thing
Yeah.
could fit into a duffel bag at that point. And then you just need an air compressor, a car battery, and a trolling motor.
Yes, thank
We'll
you,
be out
Scott.
on the water for $300, man.
Yes, and it's like a bed. And dude, what if you turn that into like a camping tent? That's actually somebody said this. The tent pole is like, why
Oh.
not sleep on the water, right?
That's fun.
Because you can't sleep in a kayak, really. I don't
No.
think, right?
But it's like a hammock in between the 2 kayaks. That's nice.
Throw a little anchor on the end. That sounds amazing.
That does sound amazing.
Poles are rigid. They keep the 2 sides apart. Oh, yeah, this
Yeah.
could work.
You know what's funny too? I think you can just park your boat in the middle of the lake and no fees, right?
You could moor it out there. You'd have to add an anchor to your whole contraption, but we could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's free living. Like no property taxes.
Buy a P.O. box and you're gone.
And you just buy an actual tent and put it on top in the water.
Right.
Do people like houseboats? I guess they don't moor it, right? They don't do what I'm crazy shit like that.
I mean, you could.
Yeah.
You just got to have like supplies, right?
Houseboats have that electricity though. They got to plug in.
Yeah. They have that
like,
filthy
we don't need this.
refrigeration technology. It sucks.
Have they solved for that yet? Electricity,
They're working on it.
batteries, I guess.
Solar cells.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had like an okay solar array, that wasn't like 10,000 pounds,
There's some
Charge
cheap
up.
thin ones out there you can get on AliExpress now.
It's gotten a lot better.
This might be my privilege talking, but I can think of at least 2 people in my life who've bought a kayak or a canoe and don't really use it anymore. It sits in a garage or something. So, yeah, okay, you're one of them, David. Okay.
Inflatable, but yes.
Sure. What about if your business, Russell, sold the conversion kit where you have the, you attach the rods and stuff onto what you already have gathering dust up in that attic in a garage that you haven't gotten out in 2 or 3 seasons. Do something new with that thing that you don't know what to do with.
I like that.
Buy one on Craigslist for $50 and lash it to your other one that you've got. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
I like that.
This is why we spitball, Leo. Yes.
Then you're on the hook for I don't know, when it goes catastrophically wrong, when they have 2 different kayaks or they're puncturing holes in their inflatable thing then trying to go out of the water.
No. You have the obviously legally binding user agreement that they don't read when they sign it.
There's a sticker on it that says "Do not use." Done.
Do not use ever.
Don't sue us.
Right.
Also,
Yep.
you can't. Okay.
So yeah, hypothetically you get 2. Man, actually, if it's light enough.
I mean, a conversion kit would be. Yeah, if you're just selling a conversion kit, I don't think you're really responsible because it's someone they're DIYing it. You know what I mean? You just sell the kit. They're responsible for their own shoddy workmanship, right? A master never blames his tools.
Basically a bag of Menards supplies, right?
Right.
Some Lowe's screws and a rod. And...
Have you bought furniture anytime in the last 6 years?
Yeah, that's true.
That's all furniture is.
Yeah. You are the Ikea of hammock on the water.
Yes.
Is there a way to do collapsible boats?
Well, that's a great... Okay, David, you have an inflatable kayak. How small could you get that guy?
It becomes let's see, probably about a foot around and 2.5 feet long.
Okay, so...
2.5 feet long?
Queen-size air mattress.
That's pretty short.
Smashed into the bag, yeah. Because, I mean, there's still a fair amount of material.
Guys, have you seen those gigantic, unicorn or inflatables that fit 6 or 8 people?
Yeah, my mom has a paddle board that you can
used
have 4 people comfortably seated on or standing on, walking around. It's like a tank.
It's awesome.
It's cool.
So maybe we just need an attachment that
Is this for turning it into a sailboat mechanism? What is the attachment doing for us here?
Okay, well, I'm spinning this hard now.
All right,
Do it.
all right.
What is it? A jet ski. So imagine a jet ski,
Okay.
but remote controlled, without it just sits in front of you and pulls your boat.
I've
along.
seen that for water skiing. There's a little individual jet ski thing that's autonomous that you can go water skiing behind, and the handle that you're holding onto has controls on it.
See, it's been solved. We don't need to worry about electricity anymore.
Well,
we just create 2 kayaks and an adapter.
I don't know what they run.
We need gas now, right? Is that...
Yeah, can you make it roll coal? Slap a diesel engine on it.
You ready to go out for a calm afternoon summering on the lake?
Mount a giant steel tailpipe on the back of your rubber inflatable.
Do you think those could pull, though?
Drive aggressively around sailboats because you're mad at a sailboat.
Oh, you got to get 8 of them, Russell, and on Dasher, on Dancer, and just be all holding up in front for you.
And then you die. Then you disintegrate when you hit the water.
Yeah, why do all boats push? There's just got to be some reason, some scientific reason. Why are they always in the back of the boat pushing? Why can't we just have one that's pulling? freaking sinks in the front, doesn't it?
I mean, I think that exists, but it's like an or.
Front wheel drive.
Front wheel drive, right? Why can't we do front wheel drive? Why is everything back wheel
Because
drive?
it's easier to have.
You ever tried to push a
I was
shopping
just
cart
thinking
backwards?
that. Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, you want it. Oh, yeah, because it's getting steered from the back, huh?
What is the problem that you're trying to solve by moving the location of the engine?
Collapsible
a motor
boats.
that pulls.
Okay.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I want everybody to have a boat and it's cost effective. Get more millennials on the water, right? More cheapskates like myself, and not use dinghies. Like those things are ugly, and I can't believe they can be in the water, let alone like. And I think, I love this recycle
a chicken
version. I think
a
that's
roof
the way
over
to
every
go.
head, a chicken in every pot, a jet ski pulled inflatable party pontoon in every garage.
All right, David, let's hear what you got for us this week.
So my idea is basically a like neighborhood-centric, hyper-local potluck app.
Ooh.
So like,
Okay.
the biggest problem is vetting, right? Is user vetting, because obviously if you're going to welcome potentially a stranger into your house, like, problem. But I feel like there are a number of ways you could probably do it in a fairly simple way to like confirm that a person actually lives where they say they live, like you're actually there. The search radius would be like something really short, right? Because ideally it's like something you can even walk to rather than have to drive, because then it's like, you know, if you can just like walk to a neighbor's house and like they say, I am making fucking chili, bring toppings, or bring, you know, something to go with chili, you know. But like I was just kind of I'm getting involved with some sort of like direct community action out here in Grand Rapids, with just sort of like providing hospitality and trying to feed people who are maybe experiencing instability. And I don't know, I have a lot of neighbors, and like every time I've gotten a chance to like talk with them, for the most part they're cool. They're like chill people. Sometimes, you know, you have crazy people, but around me it's mostly cool. And I don't know, I feel like we are incredibly isolated usually, you know, and like I feel like just sort of nothing makes you more like, okay, I feel at peace, I feel like connected to my city and my community more than like, you know, just cooking food for people and sharing food, you know. I don't know, at least for me, that's like, I love doing that stuff. So I was just sort of thinking, I Dotluck was one of the initial names, and I don't know if that carries water,
that.
but like
It's either a casino, a leprechaun, or potluck. You know, it's
I was kind of thinking about like with user vetting, I think like it's probably a higher barrier of entry to host than to attend, right? Because like you want to make sure if someone is saying I'm going to host a potluck, they're not like doing any weird shit, you know. I would hope that like if I feel like going the Craigslist route of like it's not ad supported, it's really not even trying to make money, it's just kind of trying to like exist, you know, as a resource. Like that helps, because then you don't really worry about like growth or any bullshit like that. It's more just like a useful tool. Probably pretty bare bones interface, and then I like something along the lines of like you say, okay, I'm making food and I have room for 2 extra plates at the table, basically. And so only 2 people get to sign up, and once it's full, and like you can't even see it to avoid extra people showing up. And like I think you'd probably also have to go by like basement show rules, where your address is not posted anywhere, and you basically get notified of the people who are going to attend, and you tell them your address, because otherwise you just, you know, you just don't want cops showing up, you know, like it's got to be like cool.
It's a brownie party, boys.
It's got to be,
you know?
on the
Invite.
DL.
Post free food here.
Like you don't like I don't know. I feel like I don't want to do this shit on Facebook. I don't want to do this shit on Instagram. I don't want to do this shit on like anything like that, because it's all that stuff is too public, you know.
Sure.
you'll always. I feel
Okay.
like it would be impossible to totally avoid bad actors. Probably,
It's like
you know.
chat roulette or Omegle for food.
Chat roulette with my
Right.
neighbors, which is
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it'd be fun.
That's
I
kinda
feel like it
cool.
would be fun. But it's not bulletproof for sure.
With an Uber-like rating system, so you can avoid the one-star weirdo who made arsenic pie or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I think like it's one of those things where it's like you'd either have to it's a one strike and you're out type thing,
Yeah.
you know? Like I feel like there would have to be like actual like you just don't get to do this anymore, you know, type things. But then
Permaban.
you can't really like run background checks on every person who uses it. But like I feel like some sort of like local identity verification.
I don't
right?
want any of the safety features, man. I just want to go in and I just want to see what the hell happens.
I mean,
let's play that roulette. That's why it's called
Right.
roulette.
So yeah, like there's the safety version, right? I'm almost thinking that would be fun,
Right.
Scott.
Seriously though,
Potluck
the only
roulette.
College
reason
kids?
I see my neighbors, this is the street I live on. The only reason I see my neighbors is when all the cops come outside one house,
Right.
and then all the neighbors come out and they're all just kind of gawking. We call that neighborhood get-togethers. And you see your neighbors, you give them the nod, they give you the nod, and we're like, okay, what's going on?
Right.
now? It would be very interesting to do a roulette game of dinner parties with them. I'd be into it.
I mean, it might be a disaster, you know, or it might be like you find common ground and you share a nice meal, and at least then
Yeah.
you feel like more welcome in the place where you live, you know?
I think that's it. Like, I would love like a round robin kind of idea, right? So, like, let's say you get 10 neighbors in the community to commit to, hey, every week, we're going to round robin,
Yeah.
potluck. We come to your house, you come to my house. We get to know each other, right? It's kind of like the post block party hangover of wanting to
Right.
meet your neighbors, right? You know, and if you could have like, yeah, it's just that would be really, I think, cool, casual.
Right.
You know, you don't have to worry about too many safety features. It's not open
Right.
to the public as much.
Right.
It's more like, hey, this block, 22nd Street on next door wants to do a round robin.
Right.
You want to jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
like
then
that.
you can vet it, right? So
Right.
like maybe in a way
And
it's
next
like
door already has the vetting of like where you have to verify your address and stuff. This almost seems like a feature of that platform or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Use their
I could
API.
totally see it as being as like sort of a spin-off of that. And like again, you know, it's like I think there's a part of me that's like very weird about like data collection and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Cuz but it's also a bit of like, well, it's all that ship sailed, you know? It's already
Right.
like I don't know.
They already know.
Yeah.
Right.
and I think the coordination of like 10 different families and trying to round robin between 10 different dinners across 10 different weeks, managing vacations and
Right,
time out, like
right.
this app would solve all of that headache.
Right.
And now it would just be, all right, we're meeting the neighbor across the street that I mean, like, in a way, I've lived in this house for 4, 5, 8, 9 years.
Yeah.
Shoot. And I barely know a lot of my neighbors.
Right, same.
Like, I know of them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not going to knock on their door for a cup of sugar.
Right.
Right?
The people
That's too sketch.
like the people behind us, they threw some dope ass parties. They were very cool. They were super duper welcoming, like aggressively welcoming, you know. And the people who moved, they moved out, and the people who moved in were perfectly nice, but, you know, had 4 children, no time, you know. And they're moving, and it's like, well, maybe the next neighbors will be cool, or maybe I just need to be the cool neighbor. That might be
Yeah.
what I need to do.
It's got to start somewhere.
Right.
What a cool way to introduce somebody to the neighborhood, too. Like, hey, join the Round Robin app. We have 10
Right.
neighbors that
Yeah.
would love to just get to know you, have you over for dinner
Right.
while you do your move-ins and whatever, right?
Absolutely.
Way better than a drop-off of cookies or Jell-O, right? Hey, nice,
Right.
welcome you to the neighborhood. Bye.
Right.
Like,
Full-on
right.
we'll
potluck.
see you later, right?
Right. I mean,
Uh,
it's, you know, it's funny because it's like, in some ways, I think the internet has usurped that in like a really huge way. And like, you know, it's nice to be able to pick your friends because I'm sure, you know, you end up with some awkward conversations with your people. But then it's also like, I don't know, it would be kind of nice to like know the people around you well enough where it's like, oh shit, I need a tool. I can just go ask my neighbor if they have a tool and borrow it, and rather than having to like pay in Home Depot or something, you know, to get like to rent a tool if your neighbor literally has it, you know.
Episode
Like
21.
so true. I think like you're gonna vibe with certain neighbors in your round robin better than you would 8 of the 10.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be fun. The Pot.Luck or
Pot.Luck.
I don't know. I feel like there would be other pun names that would work better.
Dotluck.
I don't know.
I'm hosting a Dotluck next week.
Yeah. Oh, just Dotluck I think is good. Yeah.
Man, you could do this for block. I organized a block party a long time ago, and it was hard. It's just like well, it could be. It's just that you don't know, and like there's weather delays, and you just wish you could communicate with everybody about the events or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, Facebook like neighborhood groups are pretty good for that. We have an okay one, but I don't know. It's also hard because it's like you kind of just have to like be welcoming and like make a point of it, even if it's kind of weird or awkward. Like it just kind of has to. Yeah, I think this summer I would like to just kind of throw some backyard parties. Just kind of just a post. Hey, we're chilling. Like come grill. Because I like doing that. Oh yeah. Scott, what do you have for us?
Thank you, David. Okay, I got something a little different this week.
All right.
I do not actually have an idea. However, I have a market. I have hundreds of thousands of contact names in that market, which, as Russell, you and I know, is probably one of the most important parts of trying to get a product out in the world. It's not even a niche market. It's big. And I have no idea what to sell to either product or service. And I want to spitball what we should do with that. So I saw a movie last night. I saw Mickey 17. It's good. But the credits came up and they just kept going and going and going. And I realized every one of these is a name of someone in the movie industry, not even just the actors, but the producers, all the people on the light sets and costume and everything. All these people are in the niche market of the movie industry. You can easily find them on LinkedIn or IMDb or some form. And there's thousands upon thousands of movies out there that you could go and capture all these names and put them on a list and just mass spam them with some product or service. What do you sell a bunch of people that have been in movies in the background?
Ooh, cool.
First thing that came to mind was just like some kind of trophy that memorializes their role in that film. So you take all the people from Mickey 17, you'd be like, I'm going to give you this special collectible coin, or like lasered out on acrylic frame that shows their credit page with their name on it highlighted or something. And then you just, hundreds of letters or emails or whatever way, and just make them to order as they come in.
That's good.
That is all I've got so far. I've been thinking about this about 7 minutes now.
What if you either scraped IMDb or tore optical character recognition and AI loose on those credits itself and assembled the database and sold that as the contact sharing directory to the other people who might want to know, network in Hollywood? Oh, you want to know who some of the best sound designers are on
This
set
guy's
or whatever?
been in
Well, here's the
37
trends that
movies.
we've seen.
Oh,
exactly.
That is clever.
I think that IMDb kind of does that, but do they do that with like second grips and stuff like that, like background whatevers? I bet that there's value in having a comprehensive list of everyone who's been in that. And there's special rules in those credits, Scott, for what they mean. Like if you have people who wrote the movie and it's AND two people, that's different than ampersand people, whether they collaborated on it together or one of them wrote it and the other one rewrote it. There's like a structure to credits and what they mean. It's almost its own little like database that you could scrape. You could get trends on what songs have been most popular across the decades. You could get all kinds of stuff.
That's the thing. This is like very easy to do. It would not be hard to create a tool that could do that scraping for
You
it.
just have to pirate every movie.
Yeah, and like you send this, like every Sundance Film Festival producer would be like, oh my gosh, we can get expert like D-list talent, right? That's seen the real good stuff, and you hire them to do the Sundance film that's gonna make it to their, instead of the fourth grip, they're the first grip now because they did a Sundance whatever one, right? Interesting. I love that idea though, selling the plaque. I am always curious, like
They're always hidden in the back of the film. They want recognition too, right?
Totally.
And then you Facebook target ad them. Were you the assistant Dolly on, I don't know.
Super targeted ad.
The
I
Room.
was an assistant Dolly who was born on the 4th of July.
Assistant
And
Dolly
I'm
number
crazy
3.
and I love Too Hard. And yes, my director bought me this plaque.
Sell him a T-shirt with exactly that. I love it.
That'd be funny. You just have the whole credits and then their name highlighted.
Oh, I wonder if there's something to that. No, hold on. What if you sold them a
Copy of the movie?
What's a physical representation of the whole credits? A flip book. What if you sold them a flip book, and when you flip through it, all it is just the credits frame by frame, but then their name is circled. You add in the circle, and you can be like, "Hey, here's a memento of the thing that you did," or
a
like
scroll, a scroll that like a long scroll.
Yeah, Star Wars style.
And you can do it on physical paper.
A lot of credits are artsy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's me.
That'd be fun. And then you can see like, oh yeah, I was the
I remember that.
microphone holder for the whatever. Yeah.
That would be really scalable too, right? Because you just get like, you print the same credits over and over again, and you could just, for every order, you just manually put a sticker over the name.
Right.
and now you're just like,
Gotta hope a lot of orders are coming in though.
yeah. And then like, if you could frame like the scroll in a way where it's like preset to their thing, but at any point in time they can press a button, right? And it can scroll through all the credits, or, you know, like literally the old Roman scrolls, you know, like
Yeah.
that would be interesting.
We for a couple past projects that we did, these were like very in-depth, very awful engineering projects that took months or years, and at the end of them we would order like a little hexagonal PCB with like the project etched in the front and like the date or something on the back, and we'd have them as like tokens, like, hey, oh, you survived that project, that's awesome. You keep them as collectibles on your desk. Just do that. Have the movie, make a bunch of these tokens, have the movie on one side, print them one for every person in the credits, and then in serialize or whatever, put their name on the back if they order these. And then you gotta collect all the movies you've been in, you know, or you can show
That's
them off
not
to
a
your
bad
friends,
idea.
something up on your wall.
What about like one of those like picture frame, like digital picture frame things, where I don't know exactly how you do this, but like you take like a little snippet screenshot of every credit, like from the credits of every movie they've been in where their name appears.
There it is, yep.
And then it's just scrolling with all of the different names and all the different fonts. I don't know.
That'd be cool. Like a consolidation of all their work, right?
Right, into just this long, I don't know. All of these could work, honestly. I don't think there's a right answer. People love merch, right?
People love merch about themselves. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you target their friends and family.
Whether it's something that you don't like, this would be a great gift. I mean, so like if there was a tool,
for
like
sure.
a website to show, here's Doyle Lewis, here's all the films he's been in. If you want to create memorabilia or buy it for him, like
Absolutely. Yeah,
people are proud of their kids or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And
definitely.
that might actually be cool too.
Or you were joking, David, and my director bought me this shirt, but if you have like the production company or whatever able to place a bulk order for everyone as their thank you for working on this gift, it seems like an easy way to get a couple hundred orders.
I mean, listen, I feel like the floor is pretty low. There's some real dog shit rap gifts out there, you know, and just some like, you know, the Bourne Identity, not even in the movie font, you know, just in like Arial, you know, like on a t-shirt.
On a mug.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I feel like that wouldn't even be very expensive. Like none of this shit would be expensive, you know.
my favorite's the scroll idea.
I like that a lot.
The credits, but in flat form, like an old ancient scroll.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes, that would be fun. You know, like get the weathered paper so you could just be like you know,
Old treasure map.
Yeah, and maybe you could have the poster on one side and the credits on the other, right?
Oh, that'd be cool.
I wonder how
There you
legal we
go.
could, or how far you could get without getting sued for trademark. And let's push our
I
luck.
think a lot of AAA movies make like a thing of their credits too. They're like they've got the art, your characters like dancing around the credits and stuff, right? So this might border on infringement. I don't know.
Maybe.
It doesn't have to be the produced credits, right? It could just be our own version of
Right.
parody credits. We put a
Right.
Parody
Does
credits.
how does
It's all the
parody
same
law
names.
work? We got to talk
parody.
about that. I'm on these spitballs.
I feel like you could play pretty fast and loose with it. Listen, I don't know, man. Is anybody going to be checking on this shit in like a year? once the United States like is no longer a thing,
When the U.S. Patent and Copyright Office is shut down.
Right, exactly. Maybe that won't happen because that's like
Corporate interests.
Exactly, yeah.
The oligarchs.
That'll be like
Disney
the very last thing to go.
Yeah, who owns the patent office now? Is it Elon or is it Skepta?
Disney.
It's Bezos.
Disney.
At this point.
Disney. That's it.
All right, Leo, what have you brought this week?
All right, y'all been to Sam's Club in the last 2 years?
Costco?
I'm not familiar.
Costco's the better Sam's Club, and we all know it. But if you end up slumming it in a Sam's Club, they have taken the like high school janitor's floor cleaner that you ride on, and they've made it self-driving. And it's the coolest thing to watch in the world. All day long, this thing's just going beep, beep, and driving around and going back up and down the aisles. And not only is it autonomously cleaning the floors, but it has a stick with a camera on it, and it's taking inventory of all the shelves.
What?
It's so cool. It's how it drives. It'll just like stop and wait for people with their carts to go by and stuff, and then it'll just keep going, and it beeps every 10 seconds. It's so fun. I love it, and I'm very inspired by it. Parallel to that, I know, that's not even a pitch. That's a product that exists.
That's amazing.
Parallel to that, we have in our town one of thousands of Midwest festivals that happen. We love our festivals around here. And in order to prepare our town for it, our grounds and city hall and all that go crazy with beautification, including street sweepers. We have so many of them. I know autonomous vehicles are very hard, but what if you had an autonomous vehicle whose only job was to stick real close to the curb and street sweep? It seems like the perfect usage, the perfect little niche for like baby's first self-driving. My pitch.
I don't think that would necessarily be that hard. Yeah.
No.
Take my Roomba and put it outside.
Right.
Roomba, street sweeper, outdoor, self-driving street sweepers. Yes. It seems like
why not?
You'd have the camera so you could do the whole like mapping out of all the streets and stuff and have an up-to-date map of, I don't know, what would you want to have real-time information on? It's like Street View, but daily updated, right? And it's just going around. It's got to be the size of like a Zamboni or smaller, a little thing.
Right.
Full-size driven street sweepers are not that big. They are like half a car.
I love the idea, and I'm trying to figure out what other data you could collect to make it an easier sell to the municipality. Like, our town is notorious for if you have not cut your lawn in a reasonable time, they will put a little ticket on your door and be like, hey guys, you got to do that. We're going to find you.
Well, this robot actually hops up and trims out the lawn too. I forgot to mention that. It's got blades on the bottom.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. It's got citation management. You just put in a fence and you didn't pull a permit.
This vehicle's not registered.
The robot saw. Yeah, right.
It's got like the equivalent of like a pigeon launcher, but the pigeon is just like a disc with a bunch of tickets like stapled to the other side. Just shoots it inside your window as it goes by.
Throw a brick full of citations.
Yeah, exactly. each one stuck into the hole, and then it just
We are teetering on the edge of powered mail delivery robots, I think here. This thing is the mailman too. It shoots your packages.
Right. It couldn't be more American. We gave the mailman a gun.
Leo, this pitch evolved quick.
Yeah, it did. But seriously, getting back to the core, right? This thing hugs the curb the whole time.
Yeah.
It goes slow. It's like cautious by nature. It's something that people are already trained to go around. You could absolutely take like an existing street sweeper and retrofit this thing. I cannot imagine that they have a very complicated driving pattern. They got to go around trash cans and parked cars, and that's about the hardest that it gets, right?
I mean, that sort of like lower speed decision making is, I mean, it's a solved problem for sure.
If they can do it in a Sam's Club where people are walking around with their toddlers.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the speed that this thing needs to go.
It works all day, all night, doesn't sleep.
Yes.
You don't have to pay it and you don't have to get it health care, you know.
That's right.
To our city parks department, I'm sorry I'm gunning for your job.
It never says that it wants to work from home, you know.
Unlike the existing street sweeper drivers.
Right.
But you can imagine a fleet of 10 of these things, right? They come back to their charging station like a Roomba.
Yeah.
Could we just have it so the street sweepers work from home? We just give them a remote control and their Like we take out all the AI part of this and just have them
drive
the robot. At least as a stopgap until we can get
And then
the AI
5
part figured
Indonesian
out.
children are remote controlling them.
Yes.
And
Yep. You got it.
But damn, they'd be better than any American driver behind the wheel.
Of course they would.
Yeah, for real.
probably
Yeah.
even with a couple seconds of latency.
Oh.
They're like professional gamers just cleaning
Right,
the
right.
entire city
Right.
in 30 minutes. Like,
They're all Rainbow Six Siege like high tier people, and
Downtown Kalamazoo speedrun any percent.
they can do 7,000 ping and they'll beat you.
So pivoting,
like, every single
this is
day.
now a thing that Twitch has, right? So we are going to turn this into a sport that people
Twitch
can
clean
compete.
streets.
Exactly. So anyone can plug in their controller and open your app, and you're suddenly in control of a street sweeper across these United States.
Okay, you could seriously, if you created a device that could pick up trash in some form and gamified it in that
No
way,
joke,
where
though.
you can control it.
Oh man,
The little
Guys, we
park
just solved
cleanup
global
bot.
warming right there.
absolutely.
You turn Park Cleanup 2025 simulator into a remote control robot thing. That's great.
That's so
I'm the
funny.
beach cleaner guy. I love that.
I mean, I genuinely think a lot about like if the government decided that they were going to do universal basic income, but they were still mad about people like maybe not working. You could do a make work program of a whole bunch of things like that. You could even do like I've been watching a lot of like biology type videos where people just go out for surveys of like bugs and snakes and stuff, and it's really funny to me how much of that work is just walking around finding bugs, finding creatures. Like I feel like you could do like a distributed citizen science and just have like a bunch of yokels walking around being like, I seen a bird with my camera, look, and you just like, oh, look, a
Gamified.
bird. I don't know. I mean, that feels like that would be, if that was my job, man, that would be awesome. I would love that. Get paid to walk around in the woods and look at like creatures for a survey. Get paid to sit at home and like do Street Sweeping Simulator 2025, but like it's real and I'm actually helping.
yeah.
The market's there. The market is absolutely there.
If people will drive Euro Truck Simulator.
I mean, if people will do forklift simulator and like power washing simulator, people like
There's a
doing this
pitch.
stuff.
Power washing simulator plug-in, but it's actually cleaning your local like community center's wall.
That'd be
or something.
great.
we need a spitball on that. I want
Yeah.
to go
Yeah,
hard
do it.
on that.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's Ender's Game, but it's just helpful.
They flip it
It's
to real
literally
life
helpful.
without you even knowing.
Right. It's just a nice thing.
That's literally what I wrote down. Ender's Game for street sweeping.
Ender, don't be mad. This whole time you've actually been cleaning the homeless shelter.
All you need is a Snapchat filter that makes it look like a game, like takes in real life images and takes out all the resolution.
You must never
shit.
lose in order to win. And then you just get paid money all of a sudden, right? You're like, holy
Right.
cow, I'm making money or something.
I mean, it would be great.
In all seriousness, it
better
would
than-
not be hard to make a power washing robot that you can remote control
It would
from
be
anywhere.
really
Just a couple
not
of a
hard.
power washer, like some kind of
Right.
shaft that goes up and down with an angle on it. Oh
Right.
my god.
Well, you need also, if you're gonna do a robot, you also have to like have image recognition, so you're not like giving people fluid injection injuries and
No,
stuff.
that's
But,
all on the person driving the thing.
This is America. We don't have safety.
How does it get set up and plugged in?
You hire one guy and he runs around and
one
drops it
really,
off at
really
the place.
stressed out guy with a laptop. That's usually how it works.
He's got 20 of these things in his garage and he
Right.
just drops it off and runs
Yeah.
to the next place.
Yeah.
Okay.
There needs to be 5 guys with laptops, and they're all still kind of stressed, but there's only one.
But at least they work from home.
Well, they work from. It's one of those things where it's remote, but it's like 50% travel. But the travel would be local, so it'd be fine,
It's just down to my coffee shop.
I'm sorry
Right,
I drove the
exactly.
street sweeper through that brick wall. I was on airplane Wi-Fi and I got some lag.
Okay, hear me out. Could you just like triple your human cost on there and have like 3 people all controlling the same one? And then as a failsafe?
Do it Age of Empires style.
Oh, so
3
like
Yeah.
people controlling the same player.
You're all
It's
trying
just
to
like-
do the same thing, and there's a right and wrong answer. But if 2 of the 3 say that this person's wrong, then they get negative points or something.
consensus model. It's like the opposite of a firing squad, where only one person has the bullet.
What is long as it was score based and like really horrible.
It weights them
utilitarian-
based off of how good their driving's been in the past.
Yeah. Based
Right.
on the other two, and as long as all three of you are the same, then
Well, I mean, you're accruing a score. I've got a 4.9 rating, and my staying between the lines, and you're only a 2.6.
it's out of
so-
10, man.
Oh, fun.
What if local residents just bought street sweepers, okay? Hypothetically, okay?
Uh-huh.
Government incentivizes them. All right, you buy this special street sweeper, you get all the compost that comes out of it. Hypothetically. It's a lot of free like do you know, Leo, if people like take all those leaves and they just throw it in the dump? Are they composting it? Or?
There is a such thing as a vacuum truck that's different than the street sweeper that just brushes but doesn't actually.
Oh, I guess that's what they do. They
suck
don't
it
pick
up.
up any of the materials.
But there is that. What you're describing does exist also. So yeah, we could have a fleet of vacuum trucks. And you get the compost. From
I
it.
think that compost is like one of these like hidden revenue sources, and I thought maybe this would be
Okay.
isn't compost expensive? Compost is like
No idea.
guys, it's like
You can
$8
make your
a
own
pound.
free compost, but people don't want to do it.
It's a lot of work, and I thought maybe you can
Right.
take all the community leaves and just boom compost it.
I think you definitely can. I mean, Grand Rapids does like civic yard waste collection. You know, they do a good job with that. I'm assuming. Well, I hope it doesn't get incinerated, but it probably does.
Those products that they collect get filtered and then sold to soil making
Those
places.
are like $6 a bag or something for the good stuff, you know?
Yeah, because they did all of that, work that it takes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I like collecting the just the piles of like rotten leaves that like collect around my house, and it's like, well, sweep that up and dump it on, stuff I want to grow. It's already dirt by the time it comes spring,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really mow my lawn ever, or like
I raked leaves for a few years, and then I discovered the joy of mowing your leaves and mulching it all
my
up.
That
God,
is-
that's been my last
That's
2
the
years.
life hack.
Absolute
Absolutely.
game changing.
Yeah.
They get too high,
Right.
just mow it.
We have a street collection system in our local town here. They'll come twice a year and pick up your sticks and stuff from the curbside, and
Yeah.
that all gets shuffled away. Another great candidate for dump truck front end loader simulator people.
absolutely.
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
I love this. This is morphing into autonomous vehicle video gamification. This is fun.
That would be awesome.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's going to be a genre of job, like certainly within our lifetimes, right? Like 100%.
It's never dawned on me, but yeah, this is probably not untrodden ground.
Right? Like you just add something to your lawnmower and now somebody mows your lawn. It's like Uber. You just hit a button and it just mows your lawn. Turns left and right. This is Scott, you made this whole autonomous snowplow, right? It's too hard to make the robot version, right? So like you just get the human version.
Tell
You
me
just-
about your snowplow.
mean-
What's the deal with the snowplow?
Durabot. That was our
That was
senior
senior
design
design?
project.
Durabot.
We thought we were so clever.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we made a prototype, and then Michigan Tech that winter had a contest for all their students to make autonomous snowplows, and they beat the absolute crap out of what we made. So yeah, we let that patent die and moved on. Oh yeah.
Michigan Tech did that.
You didn't sue him?
Of course
Can't beat
they
Michigan
did.
Tech, man. Those engineers are nuts. They have
I mean,
nothing to do up there except be good engineers.
What was the biggest difference? Like what was it that was like that made it so much more of a killer app?
Well, Michigan Tech had?
remember.
Why was theirs better?
Yeah. Why was their snowplow just like so much superior? Like, was it a bunch
All
of
the
things? Or
things.
was it,
Ours
like,
was
a couple of
bouncing
things?
around using an invisible dog fence as its perimeter and trying to go straight lines. Do you have
Oh,
any
right,
idea
yeah.
how hard it is to make a robot go in a straight line? It's obscenely difficult. I don't care how many
do.
compasses and accelerometers and crap on it. It'll always start to weave, which is why I like your sidewalk sweeper, Leo, because
Yeah,
it has a
curb.
curb to follow. It just, I know where I'm at, and I
Right.
just keep going from there.
98% of the time, it's literally on a
Yep.
track.
That's so much easier.
Yep.
It can cross the street. I can go to straight line for, 20 feet before I get the curb again.
Also, I have to imagine things have gotten a little bit better since you attempted that, Scott.
Yeah, there's probably a couple more LiDAR off-the-shelf kits and stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
That was 10 years ago.
A lot of this stuff has been kind of like made a lot easier even in those 10 years.
Would you mow your lawn from your computer?
Never.
Or snowplow?
Never. Snowplow, yes,
Snowplower
100%.
would.
Yeah, that would be fun. I would love that.
I've fantasized about the little lawn mowing Roombas a lot. You can get them for under $1,000 now. The little
that's insane.
Hertzgewina Roomba, but for lawn mowing. They're sweet.
I would love that.
That's awesome.
No, I probably wouldn't do it for my computer, but if I could pay a robot to do it, I would.
See, okay, that's what I'm wondering. Like, the Roomba, would you Roomba your house if you could remote control it from your computer? Like, all right, I got a vacuum.
That
to get to my desk.
No, but snow plowing, I have so little snow to plow that I think it would be fun.
Pull out the Xbox controller and sit on the couch for an hour and a half, vacuuming right under your feet.
Right. Like,
it's a hard sell for me, bud. Sorry.
That's amazing.
Well, I mean, that's what we're doing for lawn mowing and snow plowing, right? In a way.
I think the biggest issue with that is, like, as soon as you control a video game vehicle, you immediately start driving like a dumbass, like instantly, you know? And so I think you'd have to really fight the impulse to, like, crash the shit out of your thing for fun, you know?
I forgot this wasn't Grand Theft Auto. I just ran over a hooker.
Yeah, this isn't Fortnite. I can't, like, ramp my shit off of, like, 100, like, meter cliff and be fine, you know?
Okay,
Right.
totally different tangent on there. You said
Please.
Xbox controller, mowing your lawn, and snow plowing driveway, whatever. Could you do it once where you drive it yourself and follow it around, like record it, and then just dead reckoning do it the next time? Just hit play and have it go again?
I think so.
You'd have to do a lot of, like, built-in automatic course correction and stuff like that.
We got LiDAR. We could.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I think the biggest issue with, like, macros like that is, like, a mouse. Yeah, a mouse is fine. You can do that one time and it'll just repeat it. I think there are so many, like, weird little snowplowing, especially. You're going to get into like a bunch of really dumb, annoying physics that
spinning treads
make it so that the forces it's feeling are very different. Yeah, absolutely. It is.
yeah.
I think it would be doable for sure.
I remember making some programs with Windows Screen Recorder
Yeah.
where it records your mouse clicks, and it's like, but if you move the mouse, well, I don't know. You could have some points on your lawn, right, that it just always course corrects to.
Oh yeah, I think it's totally doable, but you know.
Well, dear listener, as you are sitting on the couch, having us on in the background, mowing your lawn and driving around your Roomba, we hope you enjoyed yourself. And thank you so much, David, for being here. This was so fun.
This was a blast. I had a really nice time.
Our website is spitball.show. There you can find our YouTube channel, other social media, email us comments, feedback, ideas. We'd love to hear from you. We're podcast at spitball.show. That's also how you can follow us on the Fediverse, such as Mastodon. We are podcast at spitball.show, and we are on Blue Sky at spitball.show. Our subreddit is r/spitballshow. Our intro-outro music is Swingers by Bonkers Bee Club. Please, if you wouldn't mind, you know that one friend who is always coming into work stained with grass, and you're like, did you get up at 4 a.m. just to mow your lawn? How do you already have so much gumption? I barely roll out of bed to get here. Tell them about our show. I'm sure we'd love to have them as a listener. If you wouldn't mind, review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever it is that you're listening on right now. That's the best way for people to find out about the show. New episodes coming out in 2 weeks. We will see you then.